Hello and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature TV News Updates. I am Ifunanya Ilodianya. In the headlines, newly appointed Chief of Army Staff, Major General Yahaya Farouk, takes over at the Army Headquarters. Civil society organizations demand end to violent killings in Nigeria. Federal government clears NPower payments, enrolls new beneficiaries. And now the details. The newly appointed Chief of Army Staff, Major General Yahaya Farouk, has taken over at the Army Headquarters. The taking over parade took place at the Army Headquarters in Abuja on Friday. Major General Yahaya replaced late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Atahiru, who died in an air crash recently. The incoming Chief of Army Staff is a member of Course 37, Regular Combatant Officer, Nigeria Defense Academy. After inspection of the quarter gathered by the new Army Chief, senior officers at the headquarters escorted him to the conference hall for the official handing over ceremony. After observing 1 minute silence for the deceased former Chief of Army Staff, thereafter the meeting entered into a closed-door session and journalists were asked to leave the conference hall. The new Army boss, after the closed-door meeting with senior military officers, left for the Ministry of Defense without briefing journalists. Many journalists at the event expressed disappointment that the new Chief of Army Staff did not brief the press. Civil society organizations have demanded an end to the brutal killings and violence in Nigeria. They made this demand in Abuja on Friday while declaring open the 2021 National Day of Mourning to end the spate of violent killings in Nigeria. Every 28th May has been set aside by the civil society organizations in Nigeria to mourn victims of violent killings. The organization have used the opportunity to demand justice for victims of violent killings and also for the perpetrators to be brought to book. Marvelous Obomano now reports.
The CSOs berated the government for the insecurity challenges Nigeria is facing, saying that Nigerians can no longer go about their lawful duties without fear of being killed or kidnapped. The Executive Director, Global Rights, Abiodun Bayewo, one of the organizers, regretted that government has allowed the citizens they swore to protect to become a watch guide for themselves, adding that school children are being kidnapped all over the country, while parents use their sweat to pay ransom for their children to be released. She stated that Nigerians elected the government for the primary purpose of security, but the situation today is far from what they wanted.
We call on government at all levels to provide leadership in ensuring that the security and welfare of all Nigerians is preserved as enshrined in Section 14(2)(b) of the Constitution. As Nigeria bleeds, we have come together on this 4th National Day of Mourning to ask the President, through the Executive Secretary of the National Human Rights Commission, to take urgent steps to secure Nigeria by addressing these priority areas we have identified above. We have come in peace. Do not waste our efforts to the point where citizens will then turn on government.
Lending his voice, Jaye Gaskia, convener Protest to Power, disclosed that other countries of the world celebrate few numbers of people that were violently killed. But in Nigeria, the number is innumerable. He called on Nigerian leaders to give justice to the victims of violent killings and for the perpetrators to be held accountable.
Other countries, you have one single mass atrocity incident. You have it. They declare a day of mourning and then they begin to have national days of remembrance to remember those who died. We have not even stopped the killing yet, so we can't even remember. And that's really tragic. That's why we are calling for accountability. We're actually going out and seeking and recording their names. Is that first, there must be justice and accountability for them, and that we must also have a situation where their families are also compensated. We are also going to petition the international community and the International Criminal Court because we need to demand people must be held accountable. And if the government is unable to track those who are responsible, then the government must bear responsibility for these failures.
A physically challenged Nigerian, Lois Alta, founder Cedar Seed Foundation, regretted that physically and mentally challenged Nigerians have been caught in a web of violence in the country. She expressed her desire to see a country where everyone will get equal protection.
We are much more prone and vulnerable to insecurity, kidnappings, banditry, armed robbery, and so on. Persons with disabilities are not left behind on this. We are being killed, and we are here to say enough is enough of these killings. We want every life to be treated as important as it should. We want to see insecurity being taken care of in this country.
After the road procession at the National Human Rights Commission, civil society organizations went to the National Assembly to register their displeasure. In Abuja, I am Marvelous Obomano for SignatureTV.
3 officers have been killed in an attack on the Umutu Divisional Police Headquarters in Okwani local government area of Delta State. The acting public police relations officer, Bright Edafe, confirmed the incident in a statement on Friday. Edafe noted that the incident started at about 2 a.m. when armed men in the numbers stormed the Umutu police formation, shooting sporadically at the station. While explaining that the attack was repelled by men of the command, the police spokesperson noted that the unfortunate 2 policemen were gunned down in the attack, while one is receiving treatment in a nearby hospital. The former commissioner of police, who served in Benue, Ekiti, and Kogi states, CP Bezimako Aranya, says that functional state police in Nigeria will be anti-Igbo people. Ibezimako made the statement at a stadium public hearing on review of the 1999 Constitution for the Southeast Zone, holding in Enugu State. Ibezimako listed many fears, deficiencies, and pitfalls that could mar the success of state police in Nigeria. He noted that there should be a security council at the local and state level governments. He warned that state police would pave way for the creation of Sharia police in northern parts of Nigeria, such as Kano State. He noted that an average Igbo man or traveler will be subjected to unnecessary checks and called for adequate checks and balances before we can think about introducing state police. CPO Ibezimako was the only one to voice at the public hearing to draw the attention of the masses on the dangers of state police, which included abuses and poor funding. Today in business, the federal government says all outstanding payments to Batch A and B beneficiaries of the NPower program have been paid. It also announced that it was about to conclude the new enrollments of 1 million beneficiaries under Batch C of the Social Investment Program. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Farouk, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja on Thursday, said the 1 million beneficiaries will be taken in 2 streams of 500 participants each. Some Batch B beneficiaries had claimed in the past that they were being owed 30,000 naira stipend being paid by the government to beneficiaries. But while reacting to this, Farouk said her ministry, in partnership with the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, had successfully cleared all outstanding payments. She explained that NPower was another component of the National Social Investment Program designed to stem the growing tide of poverty, unemployment, and social insecurity in Nigeria. On the foreign scene, the United Nations says more than 20,000 people are homeless and 40 are still missing in the aftermath of the volcanic eruption in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo that killed dozens and continues to cause earthquakes in the nearby city of Goma, According to the UN Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, in a statement on Wednesday, the ash cloud caused by the eruption has closed down airports in Goma and Bukavu and is likely to cause respiratory disease. People fled their homes, have lost valuable possessions including motorcycles that were either consumed by the lava flow or looted. The UN said the death toll from the eruption rose to 32 on Tuesday. More than 200 small and medium earthquakes have since caused cracks in buildings and streets in Goma. Now in the world of entertainment, award-winning actress Toyin Abraham has told her fans that she is not in support of the needless drama they are causing on her behalf. The actress took to Instagram on Thursday to ask her fans to stop fighting her colleague or perceived enemies on her behalf. She also told them to leave kids out of it. This comes after Toyin was forced to deny allegations that she had contracted a blogger to say bad things about her colleague Lizzie Ajore and her newborn child. Toyin said in a video chat with Iyabo Ojo that fans are the ones saying those things and she had no hand. She has now gone to Instagram to issue a stern warning to those fans, writing, "It is important. I say this point, though I have said it before, and hopefully this is the last time I will say this. I cannot and will not be held responsible for anyone claiming to be fighting for me while abusing, cursing or calling out perceived enemies or colleagues." She also urges them to keep kids out of the drama. Lastly, she advised victims of cyberbullying not to take justice into their own hands, but to take legal actions against bullying, which according to her is what she intends to do from now on, vowing never to speak on the issue online again. Today in the world of sports, Pep Guardiola and Manchester City are 90 minutes away from the trophy they so desperately crave. But the Chelsea side transformed in recent months, stand in their way on Saturday. All English Champions League final in Porto, the Portuguese city, which was named as the last-minute host. It is the third final of Europe's elite club competition to be played between two Premier Leagues side, and the second is just 3 seasons. And so, this is a match-up that underlies the strengths of the cash-rich English game. And these are the two clubs whose own transformation in the last 2 decades under mega-rich foreign owners have done the most to change the landscape of the Premier League. Not so long ago, the idea of Chelsea and City meeting in the biggest club games of all would have been laughable. Their only previous encounter in the final game came in 1986 in the short-lived full members club where Chelsea won 5-4 at Wembley. They were therefore the Premier League and the modern Champions League existed before the Roman Abramovich brought Chelsea in 2003 and before the Abu Dhabi takeover of the city in 2008. The West London club had a head start in terms of becoming big spenders, and as a club they have the experience of the stage before, having beaten Bayern Munich on penalties on their own turf in 2012. They have also won the Europa League twice since then. Before we end the news, a recap of our major stories. Newly appointed Chief of Army Staff, Major General Yahaya Farouk, has taken over at the Army headquarters. Civil society organizations demand end to violent killings in Nigeria, while declaring open the 2021 National Day of Mourning in Abuja on Friday. Federal government cleared Empower payments, enrolls 1 million new beneficiaries. Safety and security begins with you. Be patriotic. Report any suspicious activities to law enforcement agencies. Please stay safe. That's the Signature TV News Updates. On behalf of my producer, Damilola Abudu, I am Ifunanya Ilodianya. Thanks for watching.